Today we're going to talk about the advanced capabilities of styles in Capture One, and I will show you some of my favorite features of styles that I use in my work. But first, let's see what is the difference between styles and presets. A style can contain all your image adjustments, including exposure corrections, color grading, metadata, or any other image adjustments. A preset contains adjustments of a single tool only. So, for instance, the color balance tool has a number of useful built-in presets that you can apply to quickly color grade your shot. However, you can easily save adjustments of a single tool in a style as well, and this makes presets a bit outdated. This is kind of a legacy feature from the older versions of Capture One. And that's why the new tools in Capture One, such as dehaze, have no presets at all. Still, presets are pretty handy when you need to quickly adjust a particular tool. So, for instance, I regularly use the 5-point all channels preset in the Curve tool. By the way, you can easily mix various presets and styles on an image, and moreover, you can mix different styles on a single image. And for this, you need to turn on the Stack Styles feature. The logic behind this feature is pretty simple. All non-conflicting adjustments from all applied styles are always active. If several styles contain the same tools, the conflicting adjustments from the last applied style will be active. So, for instance, let's create two styles. The first one will have a high contrast and, well, let's say full desaturation. Okay, I'm going to save a new style. Let's call it Style 1. Okay, now the second style will contain only the contrast setting, but this time we will make it pretty low, like this. Okay, let's save it. Okay, Style 2. Now we have turned on the Stack Styles feature. And let's apply the first style. And as you can see, the image is now fully desaturated and it has a high contrast. And what will happen if I will apply the second style? As you can see, the image is still desaturated, but now we have a low contrast on our image. Both styles contain contrast adjustments, but since the last applied style has the low contrast, we see it on our image. And by the way, there is a simple way to see which adjustments are active or inactive. All you need to do is just to hover your mouse cursor over the style, and you will see that currently, for instance, our contrast is inactive, but our saturation adjustment is active. Another extremely important feature of styles is the ability to apply styles to a new layer or to the selected layer. For instance, let's take this landscape, and here, I like how this color grading works with this image, but I would like to lower the impact of the style. So what I'm going to do is right-click on the style, and I will choose Apply to New Layer. Capture One will create a new filled layer and apply this style to this layer, so that now I can just change the opacity to adjust the style impact. So, for instance, here I would prefer the opacity of 65. I think, it fits my image best. Also, you can create a layer first and then apply a style to this layer. So, for instance, here I'm going to mask this area in the center of the image. And I actually would like to adjust everything else, so I'm going to invert this mask. And now let's find some style that will work well, here, yeah, I think this one. So I'm going to right-click on this style, and now I'm going to use the Apply to Selected Layer feature. And as you can see, I now have style adjustments only on this layer, and you can easily adjust the impact as well. By the way, you might have noticed that all my styles are structured into folders so that I can quickly browse all my styles. To organize your styles into folders, you need to access Capture One system folder, and in the lessons materials you will find a detailed guide on how to find this folder in Windows and on Mac. On Mac, open Finder, and here click Go to Folder and paste this address. Okay, we're in the System folder, and here we have the Styles folder. Feel free to create new folders with styles there, copy them, or delete styles. Just make sure to restart Capture One for changes to take effect. And since we are in the System folder, let's see what is a style in the technical sense. A typical style contains just several lines of code, and you can edit them with any text editing app. So for instance, let's take the style that we have recently created, and I'm going to open it with the default text editing app on Mac. So as you can see, in the style code, we have saturation -100 and contrast 32. And you can easily edit this code. So for instance, let's set saturation to -50 and contrast, well, let's say 10. I'm going to save this style, and now I need to restart Capture One. Okay, now let's apply this updated style. So yeah, here it is. And yeah, as you can see, we have saturation -50 and contrast 10. By the way, you might have seen styles that apply LUTs. So for instance, Lutify offers really nice styles that apply LUTs in Capture One. But how they can do this without native support for LUTs in Capture One? Now you can find the answer in the styles code. Okay, I'm going to open a Lutify style in the text editor app. Okay, interesting, there is only one adjustment in this style, and this is ICC profile. So basically, this style simply applies an ICC profile based on a LUT, and the profile is located near this style. Moreover, you can easily create such a style by yourself. So all you need to do is to open an image in the 3D LUT Creator app. So do you remember we have already used this app for creation of ICC profiles based on LUTs. So let's open this image in this app. Okay, now let's apply a LUT. So I'm going to pick, okay, maybe the same which we have used before. And now I'm clicking Save 3D LUT. And I need to switch to ICC profile, and I'm going to save it in my styles folder. So here. And now I'm going to choose the input profile type, and I will base it on my current profile. And this is the most important check mark. So you need to check Create CO style file. So I'm clicking OK. And yeah, my style is saved. Again, I need to restart Capture One. Now you will find this new style in the Custom Styles section. So yeah, Here it is. And as you can see, this style applies the new profile. And it works with any images. So, for instance, I can apply it here. And speaking of the technical side, here is how it looks in the styles folder. So we have the style and the ICC profile that is applied by this style. Apart from creating styles with LUTs, you can also create styles that contain layers. So for instance, let's take this image, and first I'm going to create a new filled layer, and I'm going to call it exposure. And here I will adjust contrast, HDR, something like this, maybe a bit of clarity as well, like this. And now I'm going to create an additional layer for color correction. So I'm going to create the filled layer again, and I will rename it into color. And let's apply some color grading. For instance, I would like to make all blue colors a bit darken. So something like this. Okay, let's save it as a new style, save custom style, and make sure to include all your layers in this style. And let's call it color and exposure. And now I'm going to apply this style to some image. So where we have it, color and exposure. And as you can see, we now can change the impact of this style separately for exposure and for color adjustments. For instance, I would like to lower the exposure impact like this. And regarding the color, I also would like to lower the impact, but I don't like how this layer affects the boats here. So what I'm going to do is just to erase the mask from these areas, like this. And thus, using layers in styles, you can have full control over your image adjustments. Also, you can create smart styles in Capture One. So, do you remember these images from our previous lesson? We have balanced exposure and white balance according to the reference shot, like this. So, best of all is that you can easily save these smart adjustments and any other adjustments in a style. So, let me reset these images again, and I'm going to adjust this image. So, for instance, I will increase contrast and maybe brighten shadows a bit, like this, and darken highlights and whites. Okay, let's use these basic adjustments, and now I'm going to save them as a style. I'm going to include all my basic adjustments except for exposure and white balance, and I will include my smart adjustments in this style because they contain smart white balance and smart exposure. So I'm going to call it smart style. Okay. Now let's select all these images. So as you can see, all these images have various white balance and exposure, so we definitely need to balance them. And also I would like to adjust these images with my basic adjustments. So what I'm going to do is to apply my smart style like this. Okay, done. Now let's see which adjustments every image has. We have contrast, and HDR, but at the same time, every image has different white balance and exposure adjustments. But what if I would like to color grade only the backgrounds of these images? Here you can use the new AI masking tool. So I'm going to reset all the adjustments again, and I will work with my source image. And first I will create AI mask for the background. Okay, it's done, and Capture One has created an AI background mask, and I'm going to color grade it with the color balance tool. So let's apply some nice and simple color grading, like, yeah, something like this. Okay, now I'm going to save all these adjustments as a new style, and I'm going to exclude exposure and white balance again, but I'm going to include my AI background mask and all smart adjustments. Okay, let's call it Smart AI Style. Again, let's select all the images, and where we have it, yeah, let's apply it. We need to wait a bit because Capture One will create AI masks for every image, and yeah, it will take a bit of time. Okay, it's done. Let's see what we have now. So first of all images are balanced in the sense of exposure and white balance, but also we have basic adjustments applied to every image, and every image has a unique background mask with color grading adjustments in the color balance tool. Yeah, this is just fantastic, and this way you can create smart styles with built-in AI masks. Finally, I would like to share a couple of useful tricks that I regularly use in my work. First of all, there is a simple way to see how your images will look with a particular style. So just hover your mouse cursor over a style and switch images with arrow keys, like this. And this way you can quickly see how this style will look with all your images. Secondly, there is a helpful trick for comparing different styles. So for instance, if we will apply this style here, and now I would like to see how this image will look with different styles. The problem is that if you will just select the both variants and try to apply different styles, you will see that both variants are affected by this new style. In this case, you just need to turn off the Edit All Selected Variants option. So go to Image and uncheck this option. And now you can easily scroll through the styles and, yeah, find the one that fits your image best. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and in the next tutorial we will practice in creating custom styles. So see you in the next lesson. This interactive course contains more than 8 hours of advanced Capture One video lessons, 40 raw files for image editing practice, 10 bonus materials, homework where you will get individual feedback from me, and quizzes to test your Capture One knowledge. You can watch the video lessons online or download them to your computer, making it easier to learn at your own pace. The course is designed for Capture One photographers who are familiar with the basic features and want to learn advanced image editing techniques and workflow tricks. In the course, I don't spend time explaining basic tools but focus on their practical application. For instance, I don't explain what white balance is, but I show how to set the proper white balance on your images in Capture One. I don't explain how to export images, but reveal the advanced export capabilities. However, we will discuss how advanced tools work, such as levels or curves, because this is not trivial knowledge. Still, if you need to refresh some basics, you will find a curated list of free tutorials covering all Capture One tools. This course is more than just a set of tutorials. It is a community that will always be here when you need Capture One advice or inspiration. In the course community, you can ask me about applying the new knowledge to your workflow and discuss the new hints with your fellow students. Here is what Capture One photographers are saying about this course.
You are going to learn a lot. I have learned a lot. Even though you are an advanced user, you are going to learn a lot. And the outcome of this course is going to be that your editing is going to be fast, much better, accurate.
Whilst there are a myriad of excellent YouTube videos out there, I was looking for a course that would take me through the whole platform in a clear and concise manner. This is it. Alex's Capture One Expert course is outstanding. The course content is well presented with lots of tips and insights, taking you through a fully professional workflow.
Alex has produced an amazingly comprehensive course on getting the most of Capture One. I have been a user of Capture One for at least the past 8 years, and as such thought I had a good understanding of the application. But with Alex's Capture One Expert course, I have learned so much more about how to really get the best out of Capture One. His teaching style is easy to follow, very comprehensive whilst offering tips and tricks to maximize the application. I really do feel he is personally involving me.
Now let's take a closer look at the course content. There are 8 parts, each dedicated to a particular area of Capture One workflow. In the first part of the course, you will learn how to set up your Capture One workspace effectively and take advantage of uncommon shortcuts. Also, you will get access to my workspaces for different photography genres. The second part of the course is all about working with layers in Capture One. First, we will discuss the advanced features of layers, brushes, and gradients, and then I will show you how to build an effective layer workflow. To practice working with layers, you can download 15 raw files from my image archive. In the third part, you will discover advanced tricks for working with exposure, HDR, curves, levels, and dehaze. You will get access to additional 15 raw files for image editing practice, and I will share my custom curve styles with you. Next, we will discuss advanced color correction tools in Capture One, such as Advanced Color Editor and Skin Tone Color Editor. You will learn how to set white balance properly, and I will share my favorite color grading techniques with you. Also, you will see how to create custom camera profiles for Capture One. Apart from 10 raw files for image editing, you will also gain access to my color shift styles and normalize presets. The next part of the course is all about working with image composition and details. You will see how to take full control over cropping and benefit from my custom dynamic symmetry grids. Next, I will show you advanced features of styles in Capture One. We will practice creating custom styles and style brushes, and I will share with you the most effective techniques of batch editing in Capture One. In the 7th part of the course, we will discuss advanced file management features in Capture One. I will show you the real-life applications of sessions and catalogs, and you will see how to get the maximum out of Capture One export features. In the final part of the course, we will discover features that go beyond Capture One capabilities. I will show you how to create your first Capture One script and you will learn about the benefits of using Capture One plugins. You will see all the ways to apply LUTs in Capture One. Also, I will show you how to implement AI editing into your Capture One workflow. You can take a quiz at the end of each course part to examine your understanding of this topic. Also, all image editing lessons contain homework where you will get my personal feedback. Those students who finish all the lessons and pass all tests with a score of 75% or higher will get a certificate of completion of the Capture One Expert course. So, start watching the course free of charge and see you in the course!